This is Captain Ross with 3B's Captain School, and this is a Nautical Charts video in our navigation video series. Objectives for navigation nautical charts. We want to state the purpose of nautical charts, define chart projection, state the most common chart projection used for nautical navigation, state information including the title block, define the chart scale, state how soundings or water depths are expressed on a chart, state the purpose of chart 1, and state the two types of electronic charts. All right, nautical charts are used for navigation on the water. They show water depths, latitude and longitude lines, and obstructions to assist in the safe navigation of vessels. For the purposes of coastal navigation, the Earth is considered to be a perfect sphere. To represent the features of the Earth's spherical surface on the flat surface of the chart, a process termed projection is used. Two basic types of projection used in making piloting charts. The first is mnemonic or mnemonic. The second is a Mercator. Mercator charts are the primary charts used on boats and will be the primary focus of our course. These charts are produced by projecting the Earth onto a flat sheet of paper using the equator as a reference point as shown in this diagram. So if you look here, here's let's say a globe. And then if you picture this cylinder around it, it's like a piece of poster board. And then if you can kind of visualize a light bulb inside the globe here, reflecting the surface of the Earth onto the inside of this poster board. And then we open the poster board up and it kind of looks like this rectangular Mercator chart projection where my cursor's at right here down below. And they use the equator here as the reference point. And that's basically the Mercator projection. That's how we get this round sphere onto a flat piece of paper. Some of the drawbacks of a Mercator projection: objects in the center of the projection tend to look smaller, and objects in the top and bottom tend to look larger. If you notice a lot of Mercator projection charts, if you see like a whole world projection, Greenland looks bigger than Africa in some of them, and that's basically that distortion. But for coastal navigation, we're not navigating on one chart from like all the way across the Atlantic. We've had numerous charts. So for coastal navigation, the Mercator projection works very well. So here's a picture here in the middle of this slide of the Chesapeake Bay entrance chart, the training chart that we use for our course. First off, charts are oriented with true north at the top. So the top of this chart, or this chart's oriented with, this is straight up and down is north and south, and then straight across is east and west. Any location can be expressed in lat and long. On this chart excerpt right here, picture, you can only see the longitude scale down here at the bottom where my cursor's at, but on each side of the chart is the latitude scales. So you can find your latitude number and your longitude number, and where those two meet in the chart, that will give you your position expressed in latitude and longitude. The title block is right here in the middle, and it has the chart title, Chesapeake Bay entrance, the projection. So if you look here, it says Mercator projection, which we just talked about Mercator projection. It's got the scale of the chart. This is 1 in 80,000s, which means 1 unit of measure on this chart equals 80,000 of the same units of measure on the Earth. So if this chart was done in inches, 1 inch on the chart represents 80,000 inches of actual Earth surface. It shows the datum that's used, and then it shows right here soundings in feet. So this chart, the depth soundings are measured in feet, and a chart can be measured, our soundings can be expressed in feet, fathoms, or meters. And you want to look at the chart and tell which it is. You can see right here in the chart block for this one, soundings in feet. These soundings in feet too they're taken at mean lower low water, which means they take the lowest of the two low tides every day for a period of 19 years and get the mean or the middle of those, and that's where all these chart soundings are from. That's the datum that they use for those. We'll see a compass rose in a minute. Compass rose are oriented true north at the top. Direction is measured as a straight line from the center point of the circle to a number on the compass rose. We only use a true direction on the compass rose for all of our courses. So anytime you're putting your parallels on a chart in any of our classes, you're going to be using the true direction. Soundings, we just talked about those. They're figured at mean, low, or low. And then the scale we discussed with the 1 in 80 thousandths on this chart. All right, the charted depths. So here's another picture, a different section of the chart, and you can see some charted depths here. 31, 37, 29, all these different charted depths here are soundings. There's some fathom lines, and these are lines of the same depth. Sorry, I can't read what depth this is, but these are all like 20 feet or so along this line. And then the chart has different colors. So if you can see, it's white here, which signifies deeper water. As the water gets a little bit shallower, it goes from white to a really light blue. And then as the water gets even more shallow, it goes to a darker blue. And then you can see here it's green, and green represents water or land marsh that's covered at high tide and exposed at low tide. And then you can see this beige color here, which represents land that's exposed all the time. Here's Cape Charles Light. We'll go to chart 1 next, and chart 1 is a booklet. It's available on NOAA's website. So if you just Google NOAA, N-O-A-A, you can go to their website and find chart 1. But chart 1 describes the symbols, abbreviations, and terms that are used on nautical charts. So I grabbed a page from chart 1 here. This is the buoys and beacons page, and it has different descriptions. Here's a bell buoy, and this is what it's going to look like. It's like a little diamond with a circle on the bottom. A gong buoy, a whistle buoy. You can see where it says bell, gong, and whistle on it. Let's see where's another. An isolated danger, wreck, or obstruction buoy. This is what they look like on the chart. So this book is, 100 or so pages, and it's got a description for every symbol, letter, configuration that you'll see on a chart. It tells you what it is that you're looking for. Here I've captured a little section of the Chesapeake Bay chart. This is a red number 12 buoy, and it flashes red every 2.5 seconds. It has a bell, and it's a little bit difficult to see, but this is that same diamond shape that we see all over here for a bell. And the bottom circle, instead of being a clear circle like it is on this, is filled in with magenta or red, which indicates that it's a lit buoy, and the light shows flashing red 2.5 seconds. That is chart 1. So electronic charts, there's two basic types of electronic charts. There's a raster, and kind of everybody's moving away from rasters, but rasters are basically just a photograph or a photocopy of a paper chart. So it looks pretty familiar. It looks the same as a paper chart, but it's got no depth. You can't zoom in for greater detail. Then they have vector charts, and each of these charts, they take each feature on the chart, whether it's a point, a line, or area that is encoded, or an area, and they encode it into digital format, and it allows you to remove layers. So you can go into a vector chart and remove all the soundings, or remove all the time difference lines so you can see the chart better. It also allows you to zoom in and zoom out and maintain a pretty high degree of detail. This concludes our nautical charts video and our navigation video series. Please see our YouTube channel for our other videos.